like Scooby. Ay, paranoid, maybe I'm too high. I don't trust these new guys that got past a few times. Niggas telling me that it's on side, but when I'm in their side, I guess they change their mind. Won't catch me slipping at the bodega, not the bodega, bodega.
What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Godamake, back with another interview. Got my boy Fontane in this bitch.
What's going on?
You already know how these interviews go. You ready?
What's good?
Alright. Alright, first question. Oh, wrong list. What is your goal for music?
I got a couple of goals. I know I want to really make it big, mainstream. You know what I mean, Billboard charts, that type of thing. I want to do that for my brother Jose.
Long live Jose.
Long live Jose. But ultimately, I know I want to make like timeless music. I want to be one of the names they bring up when they talk about top New Jersey artists,
right,
legends, all that type of stuff. So like, my main goal is to really focus on making good music. Yeah.
Just producing good content, right?
Just good music, whether it's rap, I'm singing or whatever. Just make the music good.
Yeah, just being versatile, basically. Because that's how I view YouTube. Because I make different types of videos, interviews, rants. I just started doing skits, motivational videos, and relationship videos. Basically, things people can relate to. And so I can, for the people who don't have that voice, I can be that voice.
Right, because the thing is, like, you don't want to be put in a box. So, like, when you show you can do different things, it's hard for somebody to label you as one specific thing because you can do it all. That's
why, I recently started calling myself a content creator instead of a YouTuber.
Right.
Because, you can't compare me to these other YouTubers because, not necessarily that they're not doing what I'm doing, it's like, I'm not them.
Right, you can only be you.
Who got you? What got you into music in the first place? Like, what made you say? So, what made you say, "Oh, I want to do music," or that just? Because I highly doubt you just woke up one day and say, "Hey, I want to be a rapper." You know what I mean?
Right. For me, this was I probably was like in 10th grade. I think I was living out Fairview at the time, and I don't know what year it was. But I know it was the Wayne mixtape Dedication 2 or 3. It was one of them, and I'm listening to it, and he's just killing all of these beats that like everybody knows from all of these mainstream rappers. So it's like he's really making every song his own. So it's like in my head, I'm like, yo, I could probably do something like this. Like I always wanted to try something like that. So I remember I put it up on Facebook. I was like, yo, if I made a tape with anybody, and I mean even listen to this shit. And I think it got like 10 likes, and back then that was like a lot of likes. I was like, wow.
10 likes is still 10 likes is still a lot of likes to me.
10 likes was crazy back then. I was like, oh damn, that's 10 people that are listening to my music. I'm like, that's dope as hell. So from then on, I just pretty much like started figuring out how this shit works, as far as like going to the studio all the way to like how the business works.
Yeah.
I really just fell in love with the feedback and how people were telling me like my music was helping them get through certain times, and it was like it was creating memories for people. Like I had somebody reach out to me and tell me that him and his girl never connected to a song more than they did Georgia Peaches.
Right.
And hopefully I'm not giving this away, but he got like a surprise for her next time we do a show in New York, and I just thought that was fire. He just asked for my help to make it. You know what I mean? Make it go as planned or whatever, and I'm like, little shit like that is the reason why I just keep going and why I did it in the first place.
Yeah, because I remember one time I'm walking through Collinswood. First of all, before I go any further with this, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not famous. I'm not quote unquote known. Like people just know my name. I'm just a nigga with a camera. I'm just a nigga with a camera.
Regular dude.
So I'm walking down Collins Ave. I'm on my way to the gym. I run into this little girl and her mom. It was either her mom or dad, I don't remember. She was like 13 years old. First of all, I'm surprised she even watched my video. But she told me she was having a bad day. She's like, oh, can you upload a video? By then, I haven't uploaded a video in like 3 weeks.
Word. That's crazy.
So that's when I released Random Pet Peeves Part 4. Because she's having a bad day. I was like, you know what? Let me give her something to laugh about. I uploaded a rant. Most of my rants are all comedy related. Mm-hmm. And in early 2019, I released High School Teachers Part 2, which was probably my best video. My personal favorite video, besides 2019, but I'm gonna get into that later. Like you said, it touches people, it resonates with people. And the fact that my videos resonate with people is what keeps me in front of this camera.
That's real shit.
What is the best advice you've been given as an artist?
Best advice I've been given as an artist: keep a close-knit team. Your team is pretty much everything. Like, as an artist, you can't do everything by yourself, so you just need people close to you that you can trust to like pick up on the little stuff, whether that be like emails. If you can't post at a certain time, like you too busy, or you get tied up to do something, you know what I mean, they can post for you. They can handle like just pretty much like the day-to-day type stuff. Like,
right.
That really comes in clutch, because if you're just doing it alone, it's damn near impossible, or you're gonna run yourself into the ground, or you're gonna, what I call it, rut, is when you get into that mind state where you don't even want to do it no more. You don't really see like the light at the end of the tunnel, or what you even doing it for. So 2019. Yeah, like you gotta have people around you that just keep you motivated, because this shit will really it'll beat your fucking ass. Yeah, for sure.
Music, YouTube, being an influencer in general, this shit will take a mental toll on you, and this shit is not for the faint of heart. It's really not. This shit is not for the weak. What is your favorite song to perform?
Favorite song to perform? It's probably Bodega. It's like a high energy joint, but it's still got like the melody to it. Everybody seems like, most of my new fans say that they found me off of Bodega.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too.
It's a family friendly song. I feel like it's an everyday song. It's one of them songs I was talking about, like timeless music. I'm just trying to make records that's not just gonna be popping for that year or for that moment. Like, people are still hitting me up today saying they just found it, and it's like something new to them. So that's what I do it for.
Right. Next question. I'm doing this out of order, by the way. How long have you been rapping for?
Sheesh. I started taking rap seriously when I dropped out of college in 2013. I'm real high right now. I'm not trying to do the math. So like 2013, I started taking it seriously. But I've been rapping or like messing around with the craft of music and rap since like middle school. We used to just be in middle school, just like cracking jokes. But instead of just cracking jokes, it would have to be a punchline. It had to be a setup, and have a rhyme. And it had to be funny.
Some battle rapping type shit?
It was literally like battle rapping, but you didn't have to have a full 16. You just get to the funny part. Like, just get to the funny part, set it up, find something that rhymes with whatever you trying to end off on, and and it had to be on your feet. So I pretty much was always messing with music, but I didn't take it seriously till like a little bit in high school, and then really like making it a business is when I dropped out of school.
School's not for everybody. College is not for everybody. Even though I'm going back in September, it's not for everybody.
Like, when they told me that in high school, I thought that was a slight. Like, I thought that was a short. But it's more so, it's not like you too stupid for college or something like that. Cause I was getting decent grades in college. It's more so like the mindset.
If you're not if you're not ready for it, you don't gotta do it.
I felt like I was wasting my time on that campus, and it was something that resonated with me when I was there. It was like, people go to college to make the people that dropped out of college rich. And it was like, because those are the people that's going to hire people with degrees. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck, why don't you just be the nigga that starts your own business, you know what I mean? Or do something that you believe in, instead of just sitting in these classes that you really not. At that time, I was like, actually paying for school now. Right. So it was like, I was not going to class. I'm still going to have to pay for these classes. I'm not learning nothing. I wasn't doing nothing that had to do with my major. I'm in the back of the class writing raps.
I felt the same. I felt the same way. Like I was trying to be a graphic designer, and I'm taking fucking art appreciation. I'm like, why the fuck do I need this?
I wasn't even getting that. I was getting like organized crime and like philosophy of sport, like stupid shit. Like I was getting dumb shit. So it was like I'm wasting my money and wasting my time.
Right.
I could be in the studio somewhere.
Listen, I felt the same way. I'm in the back drawing my comics while they're just up there talking about bullshit.
Right.
Okay. What do you think the problem is with South Jersey music artists? I gotta honestly tell you what the problem is, but
I want to hear what you think.
Okay.
What do you think the problem is?
Okay. Personally, this is how I view the music scene in Camden. It's not even necessarily the artists themselves. It is, but it isn't.
Okay.
You know how this is how I feel. There's two sides to every coin. There's the people who don't do music,
Right.
and there's the people that do. This is how I see it. People that do music. Most of these niggas don't even take their craft seriously. They're just doing it just to do it. And my thing is, if you're not gonna put your all into it, like you're not gonna put one song out and then automatically you're famous. You get what I'm saying?
That's facts.
I wrote this in the book I'm working on right now, Chosen One. You're not going to put one thing out and it's gonna pop just like that. It never works out like that. My first video, when it was up for a week, only had like 10 views. 10. So like, honestly, some of them, they just don't put in the work and they're always competing with each other. They're like, first of all, don't get it twisted. I get the whole thing about carrying yourself like you're the best in the city. I understand that. You always gotta carry yourself like you're the best at what you do. Not necessarily best in the city. You gotta carry yourself like you're the best rapper ever. You gotta carry yourself like you're the best rapper ever because Camden ain't even that fucking big.
At all. Right.
Not for the. Go ahead.
All right.
I was about to say something else.
No. I want you to get it. Go ahead. Talk your shit.
Now for the people that don't do music, and this is the main thing I wanted to touch on.
Talk to them.
There are people. First of all, there's people who genuinely support, and there's the people that blindly dick ride. There's people that blindly dick ride whoever's popular. I'll get to that later. There's people that blindly dick ride whoever's popular. You don't have to be popular. You don't have to generate a lot of numbers for you to have good music. And I think a lot of people have that problem. They think that just because this one song has like 300K views, 300K likes, or some shit like that, and if you only got 10, all of a sudden the one with more numbers is the better song. I've heard songs from artists in the city, and they have a lot of numbers, but they're garbage. I'm just being real. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you every song you drop is fire.
Right. I'm gonna touch on it. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you every song you drop is fire. As much as I fuck with your music, I'm not gonna say, oh, everything you drop is no.
You fucking me up if you will.
I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what you want to hear. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna want to hear everything you drop is fire. Let's be real here.
Right, everybody would.
Yeah, everyone want to hear that, but you also want to hear constructive criticism.
Not everybody want to hear that. That's the problem. So here's the problem with South Jersey music scene right now. Let's start here. Everybody's hot, but they're not hot.
They're hot for the moment.
I'm gonna say it again. Everybody's hot, but they're not hot. You know what I mean? Now, when I say that, I mean everybody. Like you said, everybody carries them. Like you're supposed to think you're the best. X, Y, Z. The thing in South Jersey, or specifically, let's just talk about the Camden music scene, because I feel like the Camden music scene is in a way better state than it was years ago.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
It's way more camaraderie. There's a lot of that going on and stuff like that. But it's always going to be people that go against the grain. The thing is, to piggyback on what you said, it's a lot of yes men in the game, and when you're surrounded by a bunch of yes men, you can never progress as an artist. If everybody's telling you that the song is fire, even if the song's not fire, or let's say the song's okay, you should be surrounded by people that won't let you drop okay songs because they heard you make great music before. So they won't even let you settle for that type of shit. They won't even let you go out like that. You know what I mean? There's not even that type of people around a lot of the artists in the city. So a lot of the artists are dropping whatever with whatever cover art, with whatever any type of quick video that they can get. They're not really investing in themselves. That's just the first thing. It's always crab in the barrel shit. But it's more so people are fighting for a crown that nobody gives a fuck about. You know? It's like,
oh yeah,
nobody. All right,
I didn't even think about that part.
All right, so let's just say Camden. Fuck him. Let's say even bigger, South Jersey, right? You want to be the king or the queen of South Jersey? Nobody gives a fuck, honestly, about South Jersey, let alone Camden, in a broad landscape.
Let alone New Jersey.
The only people that care is us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like y'all out here fighting each other, backstabbing each other, and doing all this and this and that. You trying to provoke this person to get a response, thinking that this beef, it's literally like if it's two fucking crackheads fighting over here, and you got all these just to get the attention of all these rich motherfuckers over here. They don't give a fuck about what y'all got going on over here. If y'all beefing with each other, like y'all need to be building each other up so we can actually get some type of foundation. Because there's already people looking. There's already labels watching, whether you know it or not.
And everybody's watching. First of all,
they're y'all don't even know they're your friends. Y'all be adding random people and shit like you don't even know. And these niggas are watching. These niggas are paying attention to your interviews. They're paying attention to how you're dropping, what you're saying on these social medias, how you carrying yourself. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the music industry is very lazy. In this climate right now, the music industry is very lazy. If you're not a package deal already, like if you don't got your brand together, if you got your team and all of that, you really don't need that much. It's way easier for you to get a deal because it's like we don't have to build you up. You already built yourself up. Now, once you do that, where a lot of niggas fuck up at is they sign their whole shit over to the label. Once you already got a brand and you already popping, you probably got your own, like, for example, we got Southside, you know what I mean? Once you got a brand and a movement established,
Southside,
bro,
Godamake family.
You know, what you do is you partnership, you know what I mean? All right. Mayor Fontane started a label called Melody Monster Records, right? Melody Monster Records, I'm gonna sign myself to Melody Monster Records for 10 albums. Pause right there. You never sign to any major label for more than probably like 3 albums. Don't do that. But you'll sign yourself to your own label for 10 albums. What that does is guarantee you at least you promising yourself 10 albums, right? If anybody wants a piece of anything that you got going on, they gotta go through Melody Monster Records. Who's Melody Monster Records? Well, that's me, right? So you gotta partner up with them because I already owe me 10 albums. So if you want these next 3 albums, we gotta have some type of deal with Melody Monster Records and Interscope or whoever, you feel me? That way you're keeping all your money, and then now I got X amount of money from this label. I can sign my homie, I can break my manager off, everybody that was holding me down until the come up came. What I did was I signed a distribution deal. I never signed as an artist under any label.
I think that's where everyone got misconstrued. Everyone thought you.
Let's talk about it.
Everybody got misconstrued that you signed. I was talking to Cam about the same thing. Like everyone thought Cam signed a record deal, but he has a distribution deal.
People don't even know what the fuck is going on in the business, and people are in the business. That's the problem. Like, if you're going to be an artist, at least understand what the fuck field you're in. You feel me? All right, so I signed a distribution deal with 300 Entertainment. A distribution deal, if you don't know what a distribution deal is they just help push the records. I'm not signed as an artist, so they can't tell me when to drop, when not to drop, how to dress, what to say on these records. They don't have control over none of that. All they do is they listen to the album. I tell them when I want to drop. They let me know what they can line up to help as far as like marketing and promotion and stuff like that, little write-ups, and we go from there. Now me, this is like 2016. I've never signed to a label. Like I said, I have a tight-knit team. Yeah. We already got the brand going. Southside Movement's going crazy.
So it wouldn't make any sense for you to sign to a
It doesn't make, well, I don't know how it feels to be signed to a label. So fuck all the excitement of all that.
Just from what I've seen, it's not that Just from what I seen, it's not
Exactly. So like, just from, I said, fuck all the excitement, right? It's more so, all right, let me see how would it even work to be with a label. We had made an agreement for 6 months for distribution. So I was like, all right, we can do this contract for 6 months because I don't want to be on some like 2 year. At first it's going to be like 2 years. I'll be dealing with like, what if y'all fuck me over in the first year, right? Remember that, right? So we do the 6 month little tenure for the album Candy. It's 2017. Frank Ocean is the first single that I'm about to drop off of this joint. They fumbled a release. Like we let them do a release. We was like, all right, we're gonna let y'all do that. We usually do all of that.
Yeah, what do you mean by fumbled though?
All right, so when I say fumble the release, if the song's supposed to drop on Wednesday, right? You're supposed to have the write-up, the song, the MP3, all of that or whatever, sent to all the publications the day before or more, or at least
and schedule it, right?
Schedule, have it done. You know what I mean? So when the song's supposed to drop, everything is like boom. Now, if you fumble the release, that means you ain't reach out to X, Y, Z, and now either the song, in this case, the song didn't even drop. So you completely missed the release all the way. So like the song didn't drop, and the certain publications that are also supposed to drop it at the same time, you reached out to them at different times, so now it's sporadic. It's like all over the place.
Right.
So I was upset about that, and I'm like, damn, that's like if we'd have just did this ourselves, this never happened before when it was just us. So I was like, damn, that was like first thing. And then it was like they were promising things when we would go to New York, but then when we come back to Jersey and it's time for them things to happen, it's feet dragging. So I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what? I don't feel comfortable in this joint. And Frank Ocean ended up being one of my biggest releases. So like, damn, that shit would have been all the way fucked up if we didn't pick up the pieces and drop it ourselves while still being under their shit.
Right.
So it was like, but they picked up some of the promotion afterwards, but it was like, we shouldn't have had to do that at all. So it just felt like they were lying about a lot of things. So when that time was up, Camden did fairly well. The time was up, they wanted to re-sign me as an artist. And now we're talking money. Now, I was scared of money from the door because I'm like, I know, Nick, that's how niggas get fucked up. First they give you money,
you gotta pay
I'm like, you gotta pay all that back. If you can't pay it back, they can shelf you, stupid ass. Now you can't drop music at all. Boom. So I'm like, all right. And they're not going to drop you because you owe them money.
Right. You're basically...
You owe them money.
You
can't get dropped.
You're basically a money.
Exactly.
You're basically a puppet at that point.
Bro, you in my pocket at this point. So all them your back catalog, I need that until I get my money back, and then you can go off and do whatever you want to do with drop music. You know what I mean? So when it came time to sign, they started talking 40 racks. And I'm like, first of all, I feel like I'm worth more than 40 racks. Second of all, I don't like how y'all did the business.
Your worth.
Oh, that's another thing. Please know your worth. Don't settle for no dumb shit. Second of all, I didn't like how y'all did business just in this 6 months. And I'm not about to sign back to y'all for 2 years or however many. It wasn't even like years, it was albums.
But either way.
I was like, I'm not about to go back. I didn't like how the business was being done. It kind of felt like y'all thought I was a one-hit wonder with Down by the River. And then shit started taking off. I'm like, oh, this kid makes projects. This kid has an actual fan base on his own type shit. So we went off and I did Macaroni Tony on my own. As an independent artist, you get paid faster and more when you're independent, because as a label, when you're signed as a rapper per se, you get paid twice a year. The label pays you twice a year. You get paid the first half and the second half.
Time out. Did you just say twice a year?
You get paid twice a year. As far as like your royalties off of albums and all that shit, which is why performing is such a big thing, because you get all your money from performing. So like when you're independent, you'll get that shit probably like every 3 months, you know what I mean? And then you still don't have to break off a percentage because you're not signed with the label for the distribution or whatever the case may be. So it's like you get all the money. You drop Macaroni Tony made more money than they were offering if I would have signed for $300, just independently. But yeah, all that to just say, like, understand the game, first of all. Second of all, just be mindful that you are a walking, living, breathing brand if you're going to be a rapper, from what you say to what you wear to everything, you know what I mean?
And piggybacking off of that,
Oh
my god. So this is what I gotta say. Be your fucking self.
It's the easiest thing to do.
Be your fucking self. I'm tired of hearing, I'm gonna be honest with you, as much as I love drill music, gangster rap, whatever the fuck niggas calls it, I'm tired of hearing everybody's a fucking killer. Everybody got ops now. Everybody got beef now. Everybody got 30s, 40s, and max. Like, nigga, half of y'all niggas have done nothing but play Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Half y'all niggas be in the crib playing Black Ops with the Craig 6. Like, I ain't gonna talk shit 'cause I used the Craig 6, but still.
Understand everything that you talked about. One of the best things that you can possibly do is try to create your own sound, because Jersey as a whole doesn't have a sound. So like, don't try to do what anybody else is doing from any other borough or any other state like that. As if you can create your own sound, it's way easier to get recognition from whoever you want to get recognition from, whether it be your labels or just fans. You know what I mean? Just be you, because there's somebody out there that can relate to you. And if you trying to be this man, it's already that man. You know what I mean?
It's the same as pocket watching. If you ask me, it's the same as pocket watching, because you're piggybacking off this person. It's different to be influenced by somebody, because I'm influenced, because my biggest influence through YouTube was Bugatti Bees. Bugatti Bees, Trey Melvin, Addicted Addy, and Hot Damn My Rock, in Spoken Reasons.
I know Hot Damn My Rock is spoken.
They were my favorite YouTubers. But I don't do the same videos that they do. I don't sound like them. I'm not trying to be, because someone, when I was first doing rants and shit, told me that I was trying to be the next Trey Melvin. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to be the first Evan Godamake. Nobody else has that last name. Mm-hmm. So then, it's a whole process when I made Godamake Family. Because I made Godamake Family, it was originally called the Resurrection Movement. Because, right here, it's tattooed on my arm. I'm not going to lie to you, Jeff Hardy was a big influence on this. Jeff Hardy's one of my favorite wrestlers.
I fuck with Jeff Hardy.
And Jeff Hardy made a song called Resurrected, because he was fucked up, he messed up. He said, you know what, give me one more shot. Redemption, basically. Mm-hmm. Resurrection means redemption. My tattoo basically means, like, I'm not the person I was anymore.
Word.
When I made the Resurrection Movement, it was basically to bring people together and basically become a new person. When I started YouTube again, I changed it to the Godamake Family. So it basically has the same meaning.
That's tough.
And Godamake, I got from the comic strip I showed you before I turned the camera on. Mm-hmm. I got it from that.
Tough. I
made Evan Godamake freaking, I don't even know, like 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I was 8 years. Forgive me, I'm terrible at math. But I was like 7 years old when I made him. A comic book character. I turned a comic book character into a YouTube personality. Into an influencer. You know what I mean?
Word.
So that's where I got my brand from. And a lot of people in Camden, like, yes, I mean, I'm not gonna say everybody sounds the same, but you can sound the same without sounding the same. What I mean by sounding the same without sounding the same, you don't need to have the same cadence, you don't need to have the same flow, you don't need to have the same rhythm, but you can't have the same lyrics. You can't have the same punchlines. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, for example, you as an artist. Because I was actually talking to somebody, because you know that whole situation with you, Pace, and Cardi B, right? Mm-hmm. With Stuck, right? I literally had to explain to somebody, because a lot of niggas did not understand how the fuck this shit worked. Because I was talking to somebody who was apparently on Cardi B's side, from Camden, mind you. So this person told me, like, oh, everybody says Up and Stuck. Why does it matter? I was like, that's where you're not getting it. Remember how I told you can sound the same without sounding the same?
Facts.
Like, first of all, I listened to your hook, and then I listened to hers. And I'm like, bro, this shit literally is like copy and fucking paste.
She could have said ducks in the truck, shots in the butt. Like, she could have said anything, bro. It's the way you said it.
The cadence.
I see that a lot on Twitter. Like, they just keep on talking about, like, it's a Louise. I don't care where the phrase came from. It was literally, when did I hear it first? I heard it first when Travis Scott said it on Out West with Young Thug. It was never about the phrase. We never tried to coin the phrase. It It was like a million different ways you could have said that. And even more proof that it's a million different ways you could say it. Them same people that came afterwards and was like, oh, well, we said it first, and I'm listening to their songs, and I'm like, it sounds nothing like either one of these songs we're talking about right now. But they're all saying up if it's stuck. And I'm like, you're proving my point at this point, you know what I mean? But yeah, like you said, you can be influenced by people. It's a lot of people that I don't think a friend can be a dick rider. Because if you my friend, I expect you to support what I do. I expect you to have my best interests at heart, you know what I mean? And vice versa. So if you supporting what I'm passionate about, that doesn't you as a friend, you know what I mean? That's my friend. Now, if say we're not friends on a personal level or whatever, but you respect whatever my art is or whatever
that's not being
I'm doing, I can respect you as a father, you know what I mean? And I can be like, yo, I really admire the way that you raise your kids, or admire the way that your son always is dressed nice. Anytime you bring him around, I admire the way that you take care of your business. Somebody, oh, you dick riding, like, why is that dick riding? You know what I mean? I just feel like we at a time where it's abnormal for men to show other men appreciation
without saying no
without
homo.
It being like some other weird shit, you know what I mean?
Without saying no homo.
I ain't really put that into perspective until like my friends really just started dying, and it was like a lot of them you really didn't let them know how much they meant to you. You know what I mean? Like that's why I tell all my friends before we leave, like, yo, I love you, bro. You know what I mean? Because you never know, that might be the last thing. I would rather that be the last thing I said to you. I would rather that be the last thing I said to you than just be like, all right, bro, you know what I mean? Or I ain't trying to be a dick, no dick riding shit though, bro. But X, Y, like, nah.
Or say some shit like, oh, I love you, no homo.
No, like, it's never no, you know where the fuck they stand in their sexuality, so there's no reason for that type of shit. Like, I love you as a friend, I love you as a brother. I would be hurt or I would feel some type of way if anything happened to you. That's the type of love I'm talking about. It's never no weird dumb shit. And then there's
no. These are the dick riders I can't fucking stand. These are the types of dick riders that I can't stand with a fucking passion, and they fucking irritate me. Is the ones like when a close friend of yours passes away. Everyone they want to act like they know him personally, but they never spoke to you a day in their life. You know what I mean?
I think that's more so of like, what's the word I want to look for?
You can say rest in peace. You can pay your respects.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying at all. But don't be like, he was like a brother to me. Like
That's called niggas trying to have a pity party, or they trying to get some type of attention out of. I hate that. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like,
they're not necessarily called a dick rider, but like they're like, I don't know what to call it.
It's a word for that, but I can't remember what it's called.
Because like when freaking
it's like a mourn whore or something like that.
Yeah, I work at Wawa.
Yeah.
I work at Wawa. One of my coworkers passed away not too long ago. My boy Taj. Now I was fucked up because of that. And I didn't notice a lot of people who he did not know personally, and like they were best friends or brothers. You know what I mean? Now for the people that I didn't know, I left them alone. But the people I did know, like I knew you on a first name basis. Like he never mentioned your name once. He never spoke to you. So I'm like, for example, if I was to drop dead right now, I bet you my friends would check anybody who did not know me personally and try to act like they did. When Jose passed away, I'm gonna be honest with you. I said R.I.P. Like, you know what I mean? Paid my respects, but I didn't act like he was a close brother of mine. I respected the man. I went to high school with him. I respected the man, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, he was my brother or some shit like that. That's dick riding. And another form of dick riding is dick riding whoever's fucking popular.
Like, it's okay to like somebody that just so happens to be popular, but make sure it's like genuine, you know what I mean? Don't, like, I got people that have been rocking with me since way before any of this happened, where I had any type of fame or whatever the case may be. And it's because that's back when I was seen as weird for the type of music I made because I wasn't making the same type of music everybody around me was
Which
making.
makes no sense because you have your own sound.
But that's literally how it goes, though.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna always be looked at sideways for doing something outside the box. You know what I mean?
That's how people be looking at me for doing relationship
But
videos.
the thing is, you're never gonna make it out of where you at doing the same shit everybody else is doing. You know, you're never gonna stand out. And if everybody is doing the same shit for a long period of time, clearly they're not checking for this. Something, we gotta give them a different product. You know what I mean? And what most people would rather do is blame the consumer than changing the product. Change the product and maybe you'll get different results. I don't know.
It's like there's a lot of there's different types of dick riders. They all piss me off. Let's just say that. There's the people who act like someone who passed away is their close friend or some shit. Act like they knew them personally. There's the people who dick ride whoever's popular, and the niggas who don't have their own opinion. Now, I'm gonna get into this. You know how much I love anime. So here's my thing now. The main narrative for Dragon Ball Z is that Goku's a bad father, right? And this is how I spot a dick rider, or that Goku's plot armor. I asked him, I was like, okay, how is Goku plot armor? He's the strongest nigga in the show. No, he's not. You get what I'm saying? Like, Jiren's stronger than him, Beerus is stronger than him, Broly's stronger than him. There's niggas that are stronger than him, so he's not the strongest. And even then, Goku gets pieced. Goku gets pieced. Like, I'm pretty sure the only fight he won on his own was Frieza. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean by the whole plot armor thing. And people who have that narrative but don't have no evidence behind it are dick riding. Having an opinion, not having any evidence to back it up, and just piggybacking off somebody else. It's like calling somebody the GOAT but not having a reason why they're the GOAT.
Right.
Or calling Michael Jordan the GOAT just off the fact that he has 6 rings.
But that can coincide with picking like the popular opinion type shit. Just picking whatever's popular.
Like,
or the opposite. Just being a contrarian, picking the opposite of what's popular just to do it. But yeah, I mean, it's different ways that people do certain shit to gain attention, whether it be negative or positive.
That's where it all ends. Getting attention.
It is attention. That's the new drug right now. Everybody wants attention, and they don't care what type of attention it be.
Apparently, all publicity is good publicity. I don't believe that.
I don't know. People jump out the window for some fucking, I don't know, a response, some likes, some stream. I don't know, anything. Niggas will jump out the window for the littlest shit. Like, this social media shit crazy.
And like, when I made the video, social media issues. So basically, the main thing I said was like, we don't care about your baby daddy issues. Like, we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And like, I said that. And I basically said, like, y'all doing everything for attention. Y'all flashing guns. Like, niggas flashing guns. Niggas flashing guns. Niggas flashing money. Niggas doing all this. You don't got more money than I. You don't got more money than I do. Why the fuck do you think I care?
It's the look at me culture, bro. It's really what it is right now.
What qualities do you think make a good artist?
Genuineness, someone who takes thought in their lyrics, longevity. Definitely have to, especially in this, you definitely have to know how to perform. Good fan engagement, and I don't know. It's really something about, it's like it's something that, it's a little intangible shit that you really can't account for. You gotta have it's like an aura about you.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't explain it. It's just something about you. It's like a confidence mixed with the talent or whatever the gift. You know what I mean? Hard worker, you gotta be willing to actually go past being good and be like, yo, can I be great type shit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can say the same thing about you too. Now, last but not least, the song "Stuck." So where did you and Pace get the, I don't want to say idea, but like the concept of that song, the idea, even for the music video, like where did y'all come up with that?
Alright, so we made the song in April. This was around the time I'm still grieving over Jose, lost a couple other people in relationships in between there, and I'm just like, you know what, fuck this music shit. I really was not gonna make music no more. Wayne hits me up and he's like, yo, you just come to the studio type shit, you don't gotta do nothing, just come through, you know what I mean, just be around other people. So I pull up and Pace is already recording, and it's just like recording a verse, but there's no hook on there. So I'm just sitting there and I'm listening, but in my head I'm just like freestyling, like something that can go in there, like what would be a fire hook to put after whatever he's doing right there. So Pace see me vibing to it and he see me mouthing the words in my head, and he's like, yo, if you got something, just lay it. I'm like, well, fuck it. So the record is on some fun shit, really. You know what I mean? I really don't. It's really like if you go to through my catalog, that shit is not as thought provoking or like, yo, he really, you know what I mean, was trying to say some shit on here. It was just like whatever. This is a fun record, you know what I mean? And I just went up there and just freestyled, pull up with the gang. It is fuck. Tonka, we got trucks. Giannis, we got bucks. It was like real playful, real whatever. And plus the beat was just, I don't know, it was something about that piano. And Wayne knows I like pianos. I feel, now I'm thinking it's probably why he called me over. Because he knows whenever he makes a beat with like some spooky or creepy sounding piano, I tell him to send that joint over. But that's how we got that record done. So since then, like Pace, you know, Pace does like little trailers and stuff like that. He's doing little snippets of it and stuff like that. We've been trying to keep it on the tuck though, because we knew Hood would go crazy if they see that we got on the song together finally. Because I used to always just pop up at Pace's studio sessions just to be around. Was never really like trying to make a record or whatever. He never asked me for a record. And that's why I respect it. He just allowed me to just be around without trying to take advantage of who I was or whatever I had going on at the time. He was just doing him. So I want to say it's like August, and he hits me up, and he's like, you might as well, it's not even August, probably like end of July. He's like, yo, you might as well come to State Street. We about to shoot like this last scene, the Pocket Rocky Pace. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I pull up on State Street. We shoot that last scene, the Pocket Rocky Pace. We get done that. Everybody that's on the block already heard stuff. So they like, yo, play that joint, just play it. So we out there just dancing to it. They're like, yo, when you gonna drop this? When you gonna drop this? Y'all might as well just shoot the video right now. Like, just shoot a snippet to it right now. So I was like, all right, fuck it. So we just end up shooting that joint, and it's at the end of Pocket Rocky Pace. When he uploaded that August 6th, his birthday party come around, and I pull up to that joint. We just in there chopping it up, just talking about music shit, what we want to do, what we want to be in the future, X, Y, Z. And Wayne just comes in there with the camera because they just started playing stuff at his party or whatever. And we just started doing it up to the camera. And
so it all just happened naturally.
Yeah, we never planned either one of them videos like, yo, this is the treatment. We're going to have you on the kitchen. It was never that. It was just like, it was real genuine energy. It was, we were at a party. That's why you get the first scene where it's just me and him by ourselves in the kitchen, because we was literally in the middle of a conversation. Then we just started doing it up for the camera. People in the living room started seeing what was going on. They slowly start filling in the kitchen in the background. You know what I mean? Until the whole shit is filled up by the third, fourth take, and that's how you get the whole video. Yeah.
I fucked with that. Because it was like you said, it was genuine, wasn't planned. It was like, okay, like
everything about everything about the record was just fun and spontaneous. Like from the recording all the way to the video and the visuals, even the Cardi B shit was all the shit was spontaneous. It was something the energy around that record. In fact, I wasn't going to make music no more. Well, I thought, but it's like once you love something, it's kind of hard to really walk away from it, no matter how stubborn or how much life can beat your fucking ass.
Oh, trust me, that's how I felt about YouTube. Because when I was back in like fall 2019, I was fighting alcohol abuse.
Word.
So like I told myself I was not going to do YouTube anymore. I literally was going to sell my camera and like just give this shit up. But then like my friend threatened to put me in rehab because it wasn't getting any better. Then like once I kicked it, I released I forgot what video I released January last year. But I released my first video in January 2020, and that shit got like 1,000 views. I was like, for real?
Yeah.
I was surprised about that. The fact that it got so many views and I've been going for so long, and I was actually thinking about quitting. So like that's what really got me back on YouTube. To see like my support system, I don't call them a fan base, my support system still fucks with me. Then I made 2019 not too long ago, like 2 months ago. 2019 was basically a story time video of basically what I went through in 2019. It's literally a 2-part story time of what I went through that year. So I'm like, and everyone loved that video, despite how quote unquote low viewed it is. You know what I mean? It's just little shit that makes you get back into what you're doing, even in the most rough patches of life. Especially if you're passionate about it. Like the way I see, if you're passionate about something, you're not gonna give it up that easily.
That's facts. I believe it.
Well, Godamake family, that does it for this interview. Shout out to my boy Mayor Fontane.
You know what time it is. Melody Monster dropping March 12th. Make sure y'all go cop that thing when it do drop.
You heard his social media will be at the top, mine will be at the bottom. I will see y'all next time I upload. Godamake family, we out this bitch.
Yes, sir.